What's up, everybody? It's your boy DC the Truth. Y'all can see the title. The reason Kwame Brown keeps cooking Dr. Boyce Watkins. Y'all know how I do. I'm going to let the clip play for itself in a minute. Dr. Boyce Watkins. Who is he? Of course, everybody, all of us heard his name, and some stouts, forgive me if I don't listen to Dr. Boyce Watkins like the rest of y'all, because I kind of judge people from what they present, so to speak. I've never really listened to Dr. Boyce Watkins until he came on the Breakfast Club at the time when I was watching the show. And even then, I like, okay, I hear you, Doc. But a lot of stuff he seemed like he was saying I was saying to myself, man, this is a whole bunch of crap. But okay, go ahead. I hear you, you know. The man say he claimed he has receipts to back it up, and I know some Dr. Boyce Watkins fans are, you know, are really staunch, very protective of him, whatever. A guy like that, just, you know, since he speaks well, you know, he's a doctor, and, you know, it's like, hey, I know there's gonna be that percentage in the community that feels like, hey, man, he's doing something productive. He's a doctor. He's giving his knowledge. That's you guys' opinion, you know. But yet, at the same time, just based off from what I've been seeing between these exchanges, that's why I didn't say nothing. I didn't jump on it. I don't know anything. Like Dr. Boyce Watkins, to me, he seems like he's pushing his own narrative as well. For example, I seen something, like I listened to 4 minutes of what he was saying. I'm like, okay. Don't seem like he was really coming, you know, when you read the comments, you'll think he's not really coming after Kwame Brown, but after listening to what he said, he would, you know, take nice little, make a statement, then he would take a jab. Like, for example, he said something like, Kwame Brown is just swim into negativity over there. Now, I watch Mama's Cooking every time I get a chance, whatever, you know, like I get to say, a lot of time when I get up, Mama Cooking is on. And what Kwame Brown's been preaching, I know he's always saying things about why black boys reading at a 4th grade level. What can you do for the kids in that neighborhood that can't afford certain things like shoes or something? It's growing boys. Can we get some programs together or whatever to get shoes on their feet? These some of the things just off the top of my head that I know he has said something to help. But somebody that is educated like Dr. Boyce Watkins, he don't agree. All right, I'm gonna play the clip about what Kwame Brown said. Basically what Dr. Boyce Watkins saying black men should do with this certain topic as, you know, such a single mother. And then we're gonna come back and talk about it. Let's get into it.
See, you a pandering bitch, because just by the numbers, and real women don't respect you. They can tell you're pandering to them. Because guess what my mama told me? My mama's cooking told me when a woman with 3 or 4 kids tried to get me right out of high school. My mama said, hell no, boy. You going somewhere. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know how many responsibilities that is? You got to take care of her kid. You got to argue with the baby daddy. You don't need that shit. So women will tell their sons that. So you don't think women can understand why a young man that's going places wouldn't want to do that, single with no kids? You think that's bashing women, you stupid son of a bitch? So only women can make logical decisions like that. And only mothers can say that. But if a man say, no, I'm worth something, I'm going somewhere, I would rather start my own lineage, because you don't got your own, ain't it? So because you did it, now everybody else supposed to do it. You going to make it a thing. You punk bitch, that's dumb.
Thank you for that clip, Mr. Kwame Brown. He spoke on something heavy, and I will talk to it from both sides. Kwame Brown is absolutely right about that the situation Dr. Boyce Watkins saying that, you know, men should really be dating single mothers. I have my own views when it comes to that. Like I say, I'm gonna play devil's advocate, right? Kwame Brown brings out a point that his mama's cooking. His mother taught him like, hey, what the hell you doing, boy? You coming out of high school? You know, I'm paraphrasing. Y'all heard what he said. What the hell you doing dealing with a woman with multiple kids? Especially somebody that young. Okay, now let's look at Dr. Boyce Watkins' argument. You a doctor, my G. So You don't pay your dues, you're fighting your student loans and all that good stuff, right? You did what you did to become a doctor. If that's on you to want to just single-handedly, you fell in love with a woman that had multiple kids, that's on you. You can't tell anybody else what to do, especially if they're not in that same financial predicament as you. So what you gonna tell a regular ass man or whatever, take on some other dude's responsibilities, right? Because of love. Now, like I say, I'm gonna play devil advocate now, and I'm gonna get on the other side of this. But Dr. Boyce Watkins, you really need to listen to yourself, cause you sound more like a witch doctor. Shout out to my man, the Reaper. Reaper, man, I'm gonna start pulling some of your clips, cause I think people really be missing your gems on here. I don't know if it's because of music or whatever, but I'm gonna start keying in, probably take your clips and put them on here. But anyway, y'all. All right, now let's look at the other side of the coin. Now, if you're a man, you well off, right? You're doing good for yourself. You taking care of yourself. You have access, extra money you can spend somewhere else. Let's say you decide to meet a lady and she has multiple kids. There are certain things you need to look at. What is her situation with those kids if the baby fathers are still around? Watch that situation first, because a lot of time women do kind of somewhat still in love with that maybe if it's the ex-husband or the ex-husband or whoever the other fathers to the other kids or whatever. See how that relationship situation went down. But me being a red pill, a guy having a red pill mindset, right? Meaning I pretty much understand female nature. I actually encourage some guys, especially in my space of work or whatever, or what I talk about on my private IG, I actually encourage them to date single mothers, because it's actually easier, especially a single mother that's about her business. She ain't gonna want you around her kids like that anyway, until of course, she falls in love with you. Especially if you just looking just to get one thing out of it. That's just for a certain group of men, and I know they're the minority. Single mothers are beneficial for them. Now, let's flip this on the other hand. If you really in love with that woman, like I say, look at her situation. Did she get out of a marriage? Did they divorce? What led up to that? These are stuff that can just come along as you dating them for a period of time. Let's say there's some woman you really want to grow a future with. Something I could, I've done this in my personal life. Just in my case, the woman is like, hey, women are basically wired to think they basically on par with a man as far as certain things. I use, for example, like, the woman who I messed with, I guess her whole thing was to tolerate the no cheating thing or whatever. So apparently her ex-husband was, had a lot of infidelity going on. Some other things, that now that I listen to, I hear a lot of beta male qualities. And what I know about women is, they're going to eventually fall out of love with those guys. And then the other guy, without sparing too many details. Remember, I'm just using this as an example to play devil's advocate for Dr. Boyce Watkins. Now, this case, I guess this man had many families, and she was just a cold-hearted victim until, of course, I came along. And then I got another shout out. Shout out to my man, AP. AP Player for Life, AP from 3G's podcast. He says this: a lot of time those women need another, let's say if you coming in, some more D in their life to get them over that situation. That's where you come in. So now, like I say, it's depending on the woman's situation. Now, you don't want no woman that's still just back and forth, in and out, with the child's father. And that would be, I'm sorry. Now, I would be, since I love my child, right? And like I always said, let's say even shit just go left with us tomorrow, I would tell any woman I deal with, I'm still gonna be a part of this woman's life. I'm gonna be in and out of the household. I mean, unless just shit just go left, then they ain't gotta worry about that. You can make some other arrangements. But anyway, so basically, anybody that come in the future, I'm gonna be that somebody they're gonna need to worry about. But anyway, that's another story for another day. But Kwame Brown, you doing right. You defending yourself against these, and I'm loving it. I'm loving how you handle this so-called doctor, smart he is. You know that some of the smartest people don't have no common sense, and it's being on this full display right now. That's why you're getting cooked, Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm loving every bit of it. See, I can separate. Kwame Brown is a very entertaining brother, and people feel that we just there for the drama. Nah, I listen to what this man is saying because, and I know educated fools hate when I do this, but fuck y'all. I can separate. See, Kwame Brown is a Southerner. He's a Geechee, and although I'm a country boy, I really can, you know, I really can align with what the guy is talking about, because I'm like, I see how he's handling you elitists. You know what that does to me? That makes me like, okay, we gonna keep going. Based off the knowledge I know, the people I collab with, shout out to Deuce Lee Music, intelligent brother. But y'all would know that, you know, that's the guy that created my intro. But yeah, man, Dr. Boyce Watkins, this is why you getting cooked. Simple. Because you so researched, but you're not diving in deep enough. If you're a YouTube guru, you ain't diving in deep enough into the man video. Even I picked that apart. Come on, Doc. Tighten up. This your boy DC the Truth, y'all. I'm signing this out. Fool. Free.
Honestly, I don't know who the fuck to trust. Is he my friend or my foe? I'm a exit draw. Yeah, she give me that claim as well. I remember back when I was younger, I was happy. Nowadays feel like no one understand me. I'm good at artists, silly on block, bambi. Baby's yellow, text.